And tonight, it's the beginning of the second season. We played the first 10 games of 2021 for the Piqua Indians, and they come off of that at 10-0. Now, we go on to the playoffs. Little Miami out of the Cincinnati area, Morrow, Ohio. They are going to provide the competition here in this regional first round game. My name is Tom Michaels, alongside the coach, Brian Gillespie. And Brian, you've been involved in these kind of things, various sports. It's maybe a little bit different feeling here once you get into this, because now it's one and done.
I'll tell you what, you get a little extra juice. You know, it's exciting. It's that new season feel. It's, you know, you see a new team from across the field, a little Miami team that you're not familiar with. It just gives you a little extra energy, as if you needed it. But I know Piqua's got to be feeling excited, and little Miami's got to be thinking, no one's giving us a chance, playing with a chip on their shoulder tonight.
Well, speaking of what they're going to be playing, a little bit of a story here, maybe a lot of a story, the weather.
I'll tell you what, no one's going to rain on Piqua's parade because it hasn't happened yet. But yet there's been rain about every week we've played. It's almost every time you put on weather.com and you look on Friday, pretty much you see rain around the clock, and this is the case for tonight's game again.
So right now, the Piqua Indians out there, Little Miami, each team having their representatives for the coin toss coming up here. Let's see if we can pick it up from the official's microphone. Defers. Little Miami will have the first crack at it offensively. And so right now we are about 20 minutes away from the actual game time. So as we get ready for this one, looking at the two teams, for the Piqua Indians, this is a team that can certainly pass the ball. We have seen that with quarterback Brady Uhl, but it has been the ground game which has come to the fore here for the offense, and that is led by one Josiah Medley. His numbers have just been getting better and better and better, and of course last week another 300-plus yard running against Stebbins.
Tell you what, it's like clockwork. But of course, every time we think he can't get any better, or he can't do something better, Josiah always raises the bar. And I mean, you're talking about last week he reached 28 touchdowns, a new Piqua regular season record. Little did I know, but those gurus online figured it out, looked back on the stats. That was the regular season record, was 28 touchdowns. He's also sixth all-time in rushing with 1,566 yards in Piqua single season history. Now, hold the phone though. The number one stat you have to look at is 11.4 yards per carry. If you look back at Piqua history, there isn't anyone near that. Even the legend Brandon Sane was not able to reach that height of 11.4 yards per carry. That's unheard of.
Well, Josiah, a senior, 6'1", 196 pounds, and just having a wonderful season there, as mentioned, on 16 carries, 304 yards last week against Stebbins. But take a look at the defense then. This team only has given up 63 points all season long while scoring some 426.
I'll tell you what, they get you on both ends. You've got really good front line, defensive line. You've got Landon Hare. You've got guys coming after you left and right. You've got really strong linebacker and Sam Schmeezing on each level. And then you've got, of course, Braden Strayer, he's nearing a school record with 6 interceptions on the season. Piqua has 14 interceptions on the season. Look for that number to maybe rise tonight, because Little Miami has a tendency to turn that one over in the air.
Well, this team, Piqua, 29 sacks a year ago. This year, that number is at just 8. Yet, the defense has been so strong. Is this a matter of maybe changing up the schemes to fit your personnel? or what might be the difference there?
I don't know that they've had as many negative plays, but I don't think they give up big plays. So you have you lost a guy like Jarrell Lewis. It's hard to replace a player like that starting as a freshman at University of Dayton right now. I mean, you don't see a lot of those guys just walk right into a program like Dayton, who has had a lot of success in their history, and work his way into the starting lineup if he's not talented. So that not having Jarrell Lewis on that one end has changed things for them. But you still have a guy like Landon Hare who he leads the team with 4.5 sacks, which doesn't sound like a lot. But what you see is he tends to be everywhere. He chases the ball down from behind. He scrapes the line and gets down there almost like a linebacker. And he's made a huge difference in those type of plays more so than actually the pass rush.
Well, Sam Schmezek, leading tackler with 107. That puts him as second in the league right now. And he has come on very, very strong as the season has gone along.
I'll tell you what, he's got 96 solo tackles. That's an incredible number. And he just seems to get stronger and stronger as a junior. He's just going to get better. He's going to be the anchor of that defense next year.
Now, Bill Neese coming in here. This is his 30th year. He just keeps piling up the wins. He has not had a regular season loss in some 2 years, which is amazing.
Incredible run, and what you can tell about these last 2 years is they're always so well prepared. You just look at their team and you don't fear a lot because you know they're so well prepared. And I think even though they've only had a handful of days to prepare for a little Miami team that they knew nothing about coming into last weekend, really probably till Sunday, I think that they're going to be, you'll notice they'll be well scouted, they'll be well prepared for this game.
One of the things for the Indians, and I'm just thinking about this anecdotally, they have not had a lot of major injuries throughout this year. They have been able to keep healthy throughout 2021, and that's been a major factor. They do have a couple of people that are down right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about knocking on wood, I'm knocking on my head, whatever I can knock on right now, making sure that we don't curse them on that deal. But yeah, for the most part, they've been pretty healthy. Tanner Kemp won't be playing tonight because of an ankle injury. They'll miss him out there. I don't believe he played last week either, primarily. So, but they've got depth at the, Tanner Kemp's running back, but they've got depth at the running back position. So Bryson Roberts can play in the second spot there at the running back position, as well as at linebacker. Colton Booker can slide over there, and I think they're going to be okay because they have some of that depth. And barring any injuries, I think we're in pretty good shape. Again, you got to knock on wood, find a piece of wood wherever you can, because that's important.
The special teams have been coming very, very well throughout this 2021 season. Kicker Jackson Trombley, he hadn't had a field goal attempt all year long, but as far as extra points, 57 of 59. And I keep coming back to this. Those two that were not good were not, he didn't miss it left, he didn't miss it right, he didn't miss it short. He didn't really get a chance to kick it. There was something that was problematic as far as the snap is concerned. He is also the punter for this team. And early on, his numbers were down below 30 yards. Those numbers have been coming up, so it's about 32, 33 yards per punt now, which means since they're coming up, he's actually doing more than that at this point.
Yeah, I don't have to tell you how hard it is to find a specialist, a kicker in high school football. There are so many teams that don't have the luxury of having a good kicker. And when you have a kid like Jackson Trombley who can kick the ball through the end zone 90% of the time, doesn't give up hardly any opportunities on kickoffs, and if you need a field goal in a pinch, I feel like he'd be okay. But again, their offense has been so prolific that they haven't needed that field goal kicking right now. I think maybe that'll come in handy, though, here in the playoffs.
The opposition tonight, the Little Miami Panthers, here in this first round game in Region 8 of Division 2. They have had playoff appearances back in 92, in 2018, 19, and 20. As Little Miami comes in here, they've got a third-year coach, Caleb Jones, who is 15 and 16 overall. Previously, he was the defensive coordinator for this team. And for the most part, they do it through the air with a quarterback, Aiden Jones, 6'2", 180-pound senior, and 1,864 yards passing this year. Amazingly enough, in the Eastern Cincinnati Conference, that 1,864 yards is good for just fifth.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that spread you out and spray it around. You know, they have Anderson. They've got teams like that out there in the ECC, and you have to be able to handle the pass. He's put it up quite a bit. I will say his percentage rate of completion rate of only about 51% isn't real high. It's a little lower than average. But I will say this team has raised the game when they needed it. Okay, they've played two really good, the two seed and the 3 seed, Kings and Anderson. Last week, they only lost 28-10 to the 2nd seed of Kings, which was at the time was the 2nd seed, or at the time was the 1st seed, but we bumped them for 1st seed. Okay, because of all teams, Fairborn getting a victory last week bumped us into the number 1 seed, which is amazing to me. And then earlier in the season, they played the 3rd seed, Anderson, and lost in overtime by 1 point. So those folks that were going to skip the game or not pay attention to tonight's game, assuming a victory, I'd back up on that one a little bit.
Well, the leading receiver for Little Miami, Brayton Bischoff, he'll wear number 2. He's a wide receiver, 6 foot, 170-pound junior, and he has 40 receptions for 667 yards, his longest of which was 80 yards and 8 touchdowns. And then they've got a number of people that they will go to through the air, and their main running back is Ashton Middlecamp, 5'10", 180-pound senior. He has rushed 151 times for 861 yards. That is 3rd for the league. But as I say, not only those big numbers for Bischoff, they got a lot of other people they'll throw to. Meanwhile, Middlecamp, pretty much their running game.
Yeah, he gets the ball, touches it about 18 times between the pass and the run per game. So you're going to see a lot of number 32 tonight. You know, he's averaging, he's got 13 touchdowns this season. That's nothing. That's pretty impressive with a 5.1 yards per carry, which in most games you'd say that's pretty good. Then you look at our running backs, Josiah's numbers, and you're like, wow, 5.1 doesn't feel like that much, but that's pretty good. And he's also got 21 catches for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns. So number 32 will touch the ball a lot. And you'll also see Aiden Jones rush the ball because he's actually the quarterback has actually carried the ball 102 times this year, which is a good amount there for 5 touchdowns, but he's also put the ball on the ground 3 times.
Okay, once again, we're going to talk about the special teams. Lucas Swerk is their punter. He is also their kicker. As a kicker, field goal 7 of 9, the longest which was 30 yards, and he's 29 of 31 for extra points. So from that standpoint, the extra points looking awful lot like Jackson Tremblay for the Indians. Meanwhile, his punting is not quite on Tremblay's numbers. 30 times he's punted, 29 yards. This is a game that you hope doesn't come down to special teams, but those are numbers that are pretty daggone close.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. One thing to look for with Piqua, if they try to kick it in, Drayshawn Roberts has had a heck of a season returning kicks out there, so they do not want to put the ball in Drayshawn Roberts. They might have to think about kicking that one, high and trying to get it to the up man, because Drayshawn Roberts can break one for a touchdown at any moment.
Well, the winner of this game plays the winner of Cincinnati Withrow and Troy. Withrow at 8-1, Troy at 6-3. So right now, what the Indians have to do, they have to concentrate on this game tonight. If they do, in fact, win, they would play that winner right here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field, 1 week hence.
I'll tell you what, if Troy comes here for a playoff game in round 2, wow, will that be an interesting game. Now, you may say, well, Troy isn't as good as Piqua this year, but I'll tell you what, Troy's had a pretty darn good stretch run. They've been playing good football, and that's a rivalry game. And then you add on the rivalry, plus you add the another level for the postseason. Ooh, that would be a doozy.
Out on the field right now, the Piqua Marching Band. Let's have a listen.
You want to switch, that way your ears are covered. I don't care if one of mine's not. That way you can hear everything for camera too as well. Okay, cool. Yep.
Panther Championship football t-shirts available tonight in the Spirit Store for $10. This shirt highlights the team's back-to-back undefeated regular season and winning the NVL Championship for the second consecutive year. Get your shirts tonight before they sell out. Also, be sure to purchase the fall sports program tonight. Tonight's commemorative program features the celebration of the 20th
Well, right now,
Alexander Stadium.
not a big crowd, as you can see across the way, as far as the Little Miami folks. But of course, we've got this rain that has been pretty much an all-day proposition here in this part of Ohio, and we're thinking it's going to be that way throughout the entire game tonight. So things are going to be a little bit slick out there as far as that football is concerned. And again, we talked about it early. That should give a little bit of advantage to the Indians.
I mean, Piqua's used to playing in this weather, that's for sure. And they've done a great job of taking care of the football this year. Josiah has done a great job of handling the football, wet football, and they're used to this. I mean, it just seems like every single week the same weather. So they're going to be prepared for this for sure.
Absolutely. Happy to have you along here on the Indian Nation Station. Tom Michaels, along with the coach, Brian Gillespie. And right now, we've kind of got that crossover period going on. When you make postseason, chances are you've got some of your basketball players also playing football. And you, as one of the basketball coaches here, you're having to kind of work around some missing players at this point.
I'll tell you what, it's a waiting game for us on the basketball side. We're just kind of figuring things out. We got a lot of freshmen in the gym. All the freshman football players are available. We're not so sure when we're going to have the football guys, and that's a good portion of our total allotment for players. So we're working around it and cheering on the team, hoping for a deep run. Now, the issue with that is then you have to keep pushing your season back a little bit, but we'll deal with that if we have to come to it. But we'd much rather have a deep run in the playoffs.
It's my honor to give you guys NVL championship.
You already know, hey, since we was little kids, bro, we working at something like this. This is the main idea right here. We got to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of tonight's national anthem?
And tonight, the Piqua Indians try for their second state championship. To start that run tonight, they do so against the Little Miami Panthers. Little Miami, a record of 4-6, 2-6 in the ECC. Meanwhile, the Indians 10-0, 9-0 in the Miami Conference of the MVL. Taking a look at the officials, the referee, Bob Giuliano, head linesman, Brandon Smith, line judge, Daniel Palmer, umpire, Brandon Samborski, and Vinny Carrozza is the back judge. So, the Indians won the toss. They defer. That's something we pretty much expect anymore.
Yep, they're going to try to get that ball in the second half and get a quick stop here on defense. Look for Little Miami to come out firing. And don't be surprised if you see a little trickery on the Little Miami side. They've run a little trick plays here and there. I think you can expect them to pull out all the stops tonight to try to pull off that 16-1 upset.
Happy to have you along here on the Indian Nation Station. If indeed the Indians win this week, we would also have the game coming up next week. It will be played here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. But we've got quite a bit of football here to decide that. Indians will come out here. The kicker, Jackson Tremblay. This is a guy who just, on a regular basis, just sends that ball right on through the end zone. He has been just a true revelation here this year for the Indians as far as their kicking game, as far as their punting game as well. Little Miami coming up here out of the ECC. It's their second year in the ECC.
Yeah, they're only 2-6 in conference this year, but that conference is a much a different animal compared to the NBL.
So here's Tremblay's kick, and it goes sailing through the end zone as we have come to expect. Little Miami comes out here. They're in the white tops, the green pants, gold trim. Their quarterback, number 16, Aiden Jones, 6'2", 180-pound senior. Quarterback rating of 123.0, thrown for 15 touchdowns this year. They take a look at the sideline of the Indians.
They're going to spread you out. See, they've already got five wide here. They got middle camp. Watch him in the slot. Number 32, there he comes in motion.
Out of the gun. Jones takes a long time. Now a quick drop. Pass is complete on the far side of the field. Looks like Matthew Lyons is the one who got that one. Lyons, 6 foot, 160 pounds, sophomore, wide receiver.
I think they're going to make Piqua come up and cover. They're going to throw those short passes and try to take advantage of the zone that Piqua tends to sit in off.
Once again, Middlecamp in motion, but the quarterback's going to keep it. Jones runs it up, and he'll pick up maybe 1 yard. That'll bring up a third down here.
It's going to be a big early third down here. If they can get off the field, that would be a good stop for Piqua.
Their last game, Little Miami lost to Kings 28-10. Kings in that battle for the top seed with the Piqua Indians here throughout the 2021 season. Again with the empty backfield across the middle, and that ball is incomplete. It's dropped by Ashton Middlecamp. Now, normally we see him as a rusher, but he's also a receiver for this team. 21 times he has caught the ball for 221 yards. But that's going to bring up a 4th and short, and they're going to kick it. And Lewis Swerk comes on. 30 times he has punted, 29-yard average.
If you're Little Miami, that's not a great way to start the game. 3 and out.
The Indians could possibly get good field position coming up here. Takes in the high snap. And they're just going to let the ball bounce. And the Indians going to have the ball right about the 29-yard line, their own, to start things off here as they try for the first-round win in Division II, Region 8. The quarterback, Brady Uhl, comes out. Passing 70 of 101. So he has continued right along, being at about 70% for the year on his passes. Last week, lower numbers, I think it was 5 of 12.
Well, again, the rain, seems to follow us around, and that can make passing a little more difficult. But I mean, with a 70% clip, that's an incredible ratio in a lot of rainy games.
Corey Miller was in motion. They give the ball to Josiah Medley, and Medley starts things off with a first down.
Just like clockwork, that's his 11-yard average. He hit it right on the dot on the first carry.
Josiah Medley, for the year, 137 carries, 1,566 yards, second in the MVL with that 11.4 average. Back to pass this time, Uhl comes near side. It's complete. And that ball is complete to Corey Miller. Corey Miller, his 23rd reception of the year. He's got a couple of touchdowns this year. Now he's going to go split off to the right-hand side. Just underway here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field. 10th year for the stadium. Once again, Josiah Medley is going to carry it. And that's going to be another first down for the Indians here.
That's one of those things where it didn't look like there was much room to run, but he just has that forward lean, and it looked like he just leaned forward just enough to get over the sticks, past the sticks.
We saw the official indicating first down, and then they were very slow to move the chains. Rain coming down hard here at Piqua. Here's Uhl, rolling left. Gives the ball out there, gets the ball to Colton Booker. 6'2", 194-pound junior.
Has little nice, short, nice passes. We'll take 5 yards all the way down the field. That's a pretty nice play on first down.
Down to the 41-yard line. Little Miami, under their third-year coach, Caleb Jones. Miller in motion. Medley the ball. He picked up maybe a yard right there, got it down to the 40, and then was driven back. That'll bring up third down.
Tell you what, Tom, they have quite a group of linebackers in there that will make it hard on Medley. Their best players play linebacker. 4 guys have 10 sacks, 4 sacks, 4 sacks, and 3 sacks. So they've had a heck of a year from the linebacker position to go with a bunch of tackles. One of them has 79, another has 78, and another has 59. So they get a lot of their productivity at the linebacker position.
Medley dances to his right, and gets it forward there down to about the 38-yard line.
He's going to be short here, it looks like.
But you would figure that this point in the field that you're going to see them go for it, and indeed they do. 2 right, 1 left. Booker off to the right off the line. Josiah Medley going to line up on the left hip. Brady Uhl. He'll take the ball, get the first down, and more. Keeps his feet, keeps going across the 30.
Looks like they said his knee was down there at the 35. Still first down. A great run by him.
That is just the kind of thing, though, you see from him. Just that second and third effort. And a great job being done by the offensive line as well. Indians, generally speaking, have one of the bigger offensive lines that we have seen throughout this year. On 1st and 10. Ooh. They get that one out there. Brown with it. Brown stays to his feet down to about the 2-yard line. Ryan Brown. 6 foot, 167-pound junior.
He did a nice job spinning up the middle and then just going. He sat down right there, made a great catch.
Ooh, on 1st and goal, Medley does the hop and gets it in. Indians draw first blood, 6-0 here on Little Miami.
That gives him 30 touchdowns this year for Josiah Medley.
That brings Tremblay on for the extra point. Ooh, will be the holder. Tremblay. Kick is up and good.
That one's good from 50 right there.
So with 7:24 left to go here in the first quarter, the Piqua Indians take a 7-0 lead on Little Miami. And you can see how hard it's raining, and so far that hasn't affected the passing game for the Indians one bit.
I'll tell you what it looks like is Little Miami stacking the box like most teams, but they have some really talented linebackers, some maybe better than a little bit better than we've seen. So they're going to make it difficult, but we're also good at passing the ball. With Brady Uhl could have a huge night tonight.
There you see Bill Neese.
And his son Travis right there.
Yep. 30th year for Bill Neese. 217 and 106. His record. This is a guy who's been through the football wars for quite some time. Last year, the Indians won their first round game. That against Harrison, 42-7, then lost to Anderson in the second round, 29-22. And so another touchback here for the Indians. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and that's where we'll find Little Miami trying to get something started. They got nothing on their first drive.
They had an opportunity on that third down on their first drive, and they just can't afford little drops, just minor mistakes in a game like this against a team that has been so dominant like Piqua. You just can't give them opportunities. You can't make mistakes like that.
Little Miami won their first 2 games of the year, then lost 3 in a row, and the last 5 games was just very inconsistent. Now there's going to be a penalty flag here as a movement on the Little Miami line.
Those sideline shots, you can see how hard it's raining out
yeah.
there. I'll tell you what, you don't really feel it when you're looking at that high shot, but man, when you get this sideline shot, you can tell just how hard that rain's coming down.
So that'll make it first down and 15 from the 15-yard line. Jones on the pass is complete to Ashton Middlecamp. Now he is normally their leading rusher, but they've thrown to him a couple of times here, which is not unusual in itself. We have not seen them throw thus far to Braden Bischoff, who is their top receiver.
Well, I think they're just trying to really spread out that Piqua defense. and see what they can get on the edges, even if they have to go 5 receivers.
Again, with that short drop, and with a short drop, and then a drop of the ball. That's Matthew Lyons. And I believe that's the second time that he's had one in his hands that he has dropped. That'll bring up a 3rd down now.
And that's one of those things you just can't afford drops. And that's the thing. Piqua makes it look so easy. It's almost a catch every time. It's not that easy in this rain, and you can see that from the Little Miami players.
Aiden Jones in the empty backfield. This time he takes a deeper drop, looking, and almost sacked, gets rid of the ball, and it's going to be batted down.
They did a little stunt there, and it looked like Tate Adams got in there and got after him first. You'll see a little something different this week. Tate Adams has slid inside, so he's playing defensive tackle right now with Anson Cox. Usually defensive tackle has moved out to the edge, and that time they did a little, a little movement up there and got the Little Miami line confused.
And I think Wyatt Dobbins may have been the one to get the hand on it. Lucas Swerk. We've had a couple of fairly high snaps. Indians just going to let the ball roll down, and it's going to roll down with the nose touching the 35-yard line. That's where the Indians will take over now, leading at 7-0. They'll have it there, 1st and 10.
Updated score elsewhere. 13 seed Stebbins actually has jumped out to a 7-0 lead on 4th seeded Tays Valley. As I predicted on the pregame show, I think that Stebbins will give them a run for their money tonight.
The Indians have had 6 running clocks this year. And they might have had another one had they been able to play that game against West Carrollton, but of course that was a forfeit. Now we're going to have flag on the play.
Left a little early, it looked like there.
On the offense, number 67, 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
So that'll take it back 5 yards. In the slot on the right side, Corey Miller. Wide on the left side, Gio Barron. They continue with Josiah Medley. Going to keep it. With 1st down yardage and more. Gets it up to midfield. Keeps going and knocked out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Brady Ohl.
Tell you what, you don't think of him as a running threat, but he has rushed for 389 yards and 6 touchdowns this year prior to that run. He's just elusive when he runs the ball, and they did a nice job with that draw there.
From the 36, Kai Warner is the one who has the ball and is finally brought down. They stopped momentarily because they thought they had him down, but apparently not. And he keeps running with that extra effort. Kai Warner, who's a quarterback, he also is a running back.
That's an interesting thing there. Kai Warner has not played a lot of running back this year. He has in later times in a game, but maybe he's moved up the depth chart here for the Indians.
Well, Tanner Kemp not available tonight, so that's one of the guys who would be back there. Here, Corey Miller on the right side gets it just about to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down.
That was a nice job.
Yard on that one.
That was a nice job by Little Miami to stay at home over there, and they were waiting on that play.
Little Miami out of Morrow, Ohio, down in the Cincinnati area. During 5 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. Indians on top. Uhl with the give, Kai Warner. And Warner, once again, this guy just won't give up. He is finally wrapped up there.
He never did go down.
Nope. Trey Miller is one of a couple of players who was able to put the stop on him. That brings up 4th down here for the Indians. And I would imagine, indeed, you see Brady Uhl out there, so the Indians going to go for it here on 4th down. the only undefeated MVL team here in 2021.
That's that in-between zone there. 4th and 6 is kind of neat. Wow.
There's a
wide
pass
open.
right over the middle. Booker with a touchdown.
Oh,
But we got a flag on the play.
that might be an offsides. No, maybe not. Looks like they got a holding on Piqua.
Watching the official, referee Bob Giuliano, and it is indeed the hold.
Giuliano's been doing it forever. I'll tell you what, I've had him for many a basketball game.
Yeah. You know, and that's one of the things, and we don't talk about it enough with the official. They are having problems, whether it's basketball, whether it's football, umpiring in baseball, finding officials for these sports right now.
Yeah, a lot of those guys have been doing it for 30 years, and eventually this round of officials is going to retire. The question is, where do you go then? Because, I mean, there aren't a lot of people that want to take the beating from the crowd and all the pressure that goes with it to be an official.
So now the Indians are going to punt the ball. Jackson Tremblay averaging a little over 32 yards per punt, but he has gotten longer and longer as the season has gone on. So he's going to try and do this one a little bit short, and the Indians are going to get to it before it goes in the end zone.
Oh,
No, now they're calling it a touchback. It looked like from our vantage point here that he was able to keep it out of the end zone, but apparently not.
we have a disagreement by the officials here. One's calling it at the 1 yard line, the other's saying in the end zone.
So Giuliano over there.
I hate when there's a guy staring right at the play. The referee from about 40 yards away. It's like,
I think it's going to stay right there.
The punting team, the ball never did break the plane to the end zone, but we did have first touching at the 3 yard line. It'll be first down, Little Miami.
So it looks like it's going to be at the 3 yard line.
What a play by Tremblay right there to get that thing down there.
We talked about the special teams. Key member there when he puts the foot to the ball, whether it's in a kicking or a punting situation. So it's 1st and 10 here, 3rd possession for Little Miami. Now we got an official's timeout. The rain continues to come down here at Piqua. I live down close to the Dayton Mall. It had rained all day there. And it's just one of those things where this is just a front that is not moving anywhere right now. Ready to go, Aiden Jones, the quarterback. 3 wide to the left, 1 right. They'll throw over there to that man who was in motion. Ashton Middlecamp fumbled the ball. And the Indians have it.
Mr. Braden Strayer got on it. Man, that guy's all over the ball this year.
Absolutely. Braden Strayer.
Got 6 interceptions. He's got a handful of fumble recoveries now. He just has a nose for the ball.
That's his first fumble recovery. He's got 6 interceptions, though. And so the Indians, with their third
You just can't afford that kind of mistake. Giving them this kind of little spot after they actually got him to punt, which doesn't happen very often.
Gio Barron alone to the left, 2 to the right. Ooh, back to pass. Looks back to the left side and overthrows Gio Barron in the left corner. That'll bring up a 2nd down. Well, they are not afraid to throw the ball tonight.
No, I think that, his receiver that time was covered, so that was probably a good spot to put it because I think he might have had problems with possible interception if he'd have put that too close to him. But they are letting it go, though, tonight, even though it's raining.
Getting late in the first quarter, Indians with a 7-point lead. Wool hands the ball. Medley dances around, and he is going to be grabbed and thrown to the turf by 4 of the white shirts. Among those, Grant Maupin, a defensive back, 5'11", 165-pound junior.
Leading the charge for the Panther defense, number 51, Eli Shulman.
Picks up a little bit, brings up third down.
They really feel they have a beat on Medley right now. They're really stacking the box. That's probably why they've been throwing it so much, because they've got opportunities in the passing game for sure, with them bringing so many guys to the ball.
Well, coming back into the game, Kai Warner comes in, and he's going to line up as the quarterback.
They have the right to send you off to the play.
And so, timeout called on the field. We'll take a break. Indians lead at 7-0 on Little Miami here on the Indian Nation Station.
No matter if it was a long day at work, home, the practice field, or you're just celebrating a big win with your teammate, the Piqua Little Caesars has you covered. Pick up a $5 hot-ready pepperoni pizza anytime. Your Piqua Little Caesars are proud sponsors of the Indian Nation Station and Piqua Athletics.
So we are back to action here. Maupin in at quarterback, I should say. Warner in at quarterback, and he keeps and runs it down across the 10-yard line. So that's going to be a 4th and 1 as they spot the ball right there at the 10.
Looked like he had the corner. He just slipped on it. He just slipped on the wet turf right there. He might have scored on that one if he didn't slip.
Yeah. Kai Warner came in 27 of 181 as far as rushing goes. Now you got Ool back out there, and Medley does not get it. So the Indians going to give up the ball on downs here, but deep in Little Miami territory.
The interior of that defensive front, with all the linebackers stacking the line, they're going to have to probably go outside on that. That interior run, those interior runs have not been very successful.
Please reset the
But the passing game has been ooh la la so
Yes.
far tonight.
Update, Hamilton Baden has gone up on Butler 7-0 in their Division III playoff game. That's 1 versus 16 as well.
Wide near side is Braden Bischoff, normally the leading receiver here for Little Miami. They haven't thrown his direction yet. Now looking, lots of time. Downfield they go, and incomplete. Luke Sizemore had it in his arms, almost cradled, and drops it.
Man, they got beat deep on that one. That was a beautiful throw too. Just couldn't reel it in. That's they've fumbled it and dropped a couple passes. Aiden Jones is doing his job. He just needs a little help from his receivers.
Yep. I think that may be the third actual drop. 2:04 left to go. First quarter. Indians lead it 7-0. On 2nd and 10. Aiden Jones now has a running back there with him. He'll give it to that running back. He gets it out to about the 17-yard line. And that running back is Ashton Middlecamp.
That's a little bit more like it for Middlecamp right there. I think they just need to keep him in the backfield and let him do his thing on the handoffs.
I think that's the first time they've gone with anything other than an empty backfield. So Middlecamp, again, lines up to the left. You got 2 split to the left. Now a man in motion. Again, Middlecamp. Middlecamp's going to get wrapped up right there.
Sam Schmeezing absolutely blasted him right in the hole right there.
So he's going to be about a yard short on the first down, and that'll bring up 4th down. So the punt unit comes on once again here. Lucas Swerk, and
watch the snaps here because they've been a little loose with those snaps. They've been pretty high. One of these times that might just go too high. It's in the snapper's head, I think.
Swerk with it. We got the flag.
Timeout. Looks like timeout.
Prior to the snap, timeout Little Miami. That is their first
Little Miami
timeout.
called the timeout. You're watching Piqua and Little Miami. The Indians lead at 7-0 here on the Indian Nation Station.
For years, we teach our best and brightest students to other universities. They're going off to major in fields like business, education, nursing, and engineering, even taking classes online. And they couldn't be happier. We couldn't be happier either. After all, that's how we planned it. With Edison State's Bridge to Bachelor's degree program, you can get your 2-year degree and 4 classes at Edison State and then easily transfer to the state school. Thousands of dollars to get the same great education at Edison State.
Back to action after the timeout called by Little Miami. There you see some of the waterlogged folks here at Alexander Stadium. The Indians have dominated this game, yet the score only 7-0 at this point. Swerk back at his own 4-yard line. Good snap that time. Strayer taken back to his own 40. So the Indians, pretty good field position once again, and we'll see how they're going to handle that. As far as, again, as you had mentioned, running game being a little bit negated so far.
Well, I think they have to try to get out on the edges because I think they're trying that interior line and maybe right off tackle, and it's just not there right now. So I think you have to loosen them up by getting outside with the run. Maybe pitch one to Josiah off the edge, off the end. I know that's not their typical style, but right now I think Little Miami has them scouted to a T, and they're jamming those holes. They're not giving them a lot of space.
2 to the right, 1 split left. Now you've got Sam Schmeezing out there, off the line. Out there is a blocker. And we got another timeout called here.
That is their second charge timeout of the half.
So with the timeout, take a look at the Indians huddle.
Couple score updates. We got Tippecanoe is up 7-0 at the end of 1 over Mount Healthy in a Division III game. You have a Springboro upsetting Centerville right now, 14-0 in the first round. That would be quite the upset in Division I. Troy beating Withrow 7-0 after the first quarter. So the winner of that game plays the winner of this game, so that's an interesting one to follow.
And if the Indians do indeed win this game, we would have that one for you next week here on the Indian Nation Station. Hopefully the weather will be a little bit better, and will folks be able to come on out to the game. Ooh, going long. Ooh, caught! Taking it on down and in, Elijah Frazier! Touchdown, Indians!
How about that throw? Holy moly, right on the money, hit him in stride, and good night, Irene.
That's the second touchdown catch for Elijah Frazier this year. He's a junior wide receiver, 6'2", 167-pounder. And the Indians go out front 13-0 with Trombley's kick coming up here.
You have to think that'll loosen up the defense for later, for the run game.
Oh, the holder.
That knocked the top right off that defense.
And the Indians go out to a 14-0 lead as we are late in the first quarter here. This Division II Region 8 playoff game. You see, woo from Landon Hare.
You can't get enough of that Landon Hare. He's got a different kind of energy to him, I'll tell you what.
So the Indians getting ready to kick off here once again. They had a couple of drives there after that first touchdown, a couple of drives go a morning, but right there, going for the downs and hitting Elijah Frazier.
That's the difference in this game right now. You have Little Miami dropped a touchdown pass. Elijah Frazier made the play on a perfect throw, unlike Little Miami's receiver.
And that's what when I talk to people about this Piqua team, Brady Ewell, he's at 70%. Again, touchback. He's at 70% with his throwing percentage, but he's not doing it on dink passes. A lot of these passes are downfield and right on the mark.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that spread you out. They throw the 4, 5, 3-yard passes. That's not Piqua's offense. They do a little of that, but I'll tell you what, they do stuff like that, and they challenge you deep, and they stretch your defense out. You know, usually it's Medley setting them up. I think it might be the other way around tonight. Medley might get his runs because of that pass.
Jones still at quarterback. Ashton Middlecop lines up to the right side this time. They're going to throw over here on the near side to the leading receiver, Braden Bischoff.
Aiden Jones took an absolute hammer right there. They got in and gave him a shot.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Aiden Jones, the senior, he can rush as well. 102 rushes for 390 yards. Gives the ball to the man in motion, Lions. Take it down on the far side of the field. Colton Booker gets in there on him.
Got to feel a little pressure if you're Little Miami right now on your shoulders. You're just getting to the end of the first quarter. It's 14-0. If you give this ball up at the start of the second quarter, give it right back to Piqua, that's not going to be good.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Piqua Indians out to a 14-0 lead on Little Miami in this Division II Region 8 first-round playoff game here on the Indian Nation Station.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the 20-yard line. This year marks the 20th anniversary of Alexander Stadium Perk Field. The vision of the stadium, however, started many years before the dirt was even dug to start building Alexander Stadium. Longtime athletic director Ed Perk had a dream to build this outstanding facility when he first laid a track in 1985 in a cornfield with no lights or even stands to sit in. Fast forward almost 15 years later, and Cliff Alexander, who has been a great friend of the Piqua community, agreed along with many other community members to help build what is known as Piqua's Field of Dreams. We celebrate tonight and thank the two individuals that helped make this vision a reality. 20 years later, Alexander Stadium Perk Field is known as one of the finest high school athletic facilities not only in the state of Ohio, but in the country. Outside of Piqua High School activities, this facility has hosted many state football and track championship events that entertains almost 100,000 people a year. Tonight, we thank Cliff Alexander and Ed Perk for putting together an athletic facility that we're very proud of. Alexander Stadium Perk Field will continue to be one of the premier athletic facilities for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Cliff Alexander and Ed Perk.
We begin the second quarter. Indians with a 14-0 lead on Little Miami. Winner advances to the next round of the Division II regional tourney. From their own 24-yard line, Little Miami, who has been able to get virtually nothing done offensively. This is about the spot on the field or worse that they have been working from all night long. Jones throwing over right side, and it is complete to Elijah Jones.
It's a couple times where they've gotten behind Piqua's secondary. They've had some confusion on coverages there. So that's something to keep an eye on as we go forward in this game.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 now as they near midfield. Working from the right hash mark. Little Miami has 4 previous playoff appearances, the first of those in 1992. And the ball was dropped. Quarterback picks it up. Jones going to be inundated. Sam Schmeezing coming through there to put the kibosh on that. Also joining him, Devin Finley, the sophomore inside linebacker.
The wet turf and football strike again. It's just amazing that Piqua doesn't have those type of issues.
Well, when you have a season like Piqua has with the weather,
yeah,
they're used to it.
They are.
It's now on 2nd and 12. Back to an empty backfield for the Panthers. Jones looking, has time. And that ball is knocked away. Getting a hand on it, Josiah Medley.
Man, he saved a big play right there. The depth of these safeties aren't deep enough, and he managed. He was like Superman flying through the air there to save that one.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 here. This is the best drive of the game for Little Miami.
They do stress your secondary, this Little Miami team.
Now they go back with the running back, Ashton Middlecamp, to the left hip of Jones. And there you watched as the running back moved forward.
He's having a little bit of struggles tonight. Middlecamp, I think that's a couple times where he's moved early on a play.
That'll give us a 3rd and 17. Now, Little Miami cannot afford to make those kind of mistakes tonight off of a team like the Piqua Indians. You talk about a well-rounded team. The Indians, when you look at the offense, the defense, sometimes teams just overpower you and they give up a lot of points. That is not this team. Back to pass Jones. Aiden Jones moves to the near side, gets rid of it, and the ball was incomplete. Looked like he might have had it for just a second there, and Johnny on the spot was Colton Booker. That brings up a 4th down and 17, so the punter comes back on here, and he's been a busy guy, Lucas Swerk.
I'll tell you what, Tate Adams again on the inside there. That might be the ticket right there for him, playing defensive tackle. He seems to be getting a lot of pressures on that quarterback from that defensive tackle spot.
Early in the second quarter. Good snap. Strayer picks it up. He's going to be hit almost immediately. He'll have it about the 24-yard line is where they'll be spotting the ball.
Those orange ball markers get me every time. I swear every time I think it's a flag on the play.
1st and 10 Indians from around 24.
So the official trying to keep the ball covered there until we're ready to go. Indians have definitely dominated this thing more than the 14-0 score would indicate. In the slot left side is Deshaun Roberts. Now he's in motion. He'll take the ball. Bring it up. Gets it to the 30.
I think those edge runs are going to be where the yardage will come at right now, because they're really inside taking that away. So that little pop pass right there, that's the type of thing that I think they're going to be able to take advantage of Little Miami with, and of course the passing game.
Grant Maupin with the stop. Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5. Looking over near side, Brown with it. Ryan Brown! He'll get it across midfield down to the 45.
You talk about a kid that's come a long way in this season, seeing him from game 1 to now. Ryan Brown clearly has a lot of confidence right now.
Well, he only got the start early because Mickey Anderson was hurt. So they give the ball once again. This time it's going to Kai Warner, and Warner is driven back.
Again, that right between the tackles there. There's just nothing there right now. But whenever they go outside the tackles, there's plentiful opportunities.
It's a young, raw D-line here for this Little Miami squad. Miller in motion. Uhl keeps it. Uhl around the right side. He's down to the 30. Tight ropes it. Keeps it going. And spun out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Make it the 19.
Great job by that pulling guard there. I think it was Lions pulled there, and they just absolutely walled off the right side of that line and had plenty of room to run outside there.
Indians in a hurry up right now. Miller in motion. He gets the toss. Miller cuts around. There's a flag on the play. Then he's going to be wrestled out on the far side of the field, but we had a flag ahead of the play there.
It's going to be a holding on a wide receiver on the outside here.
Holding on the offense, number 6.
And indeed, the hold. Colton Booker back into the game. As coming out comes Rashawn Roberts. Two wideouts right, one to the left. Pass over. They get it there. Josiah Medley. Medley keeps going. churning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white shirts around him. Finally to bring him down.
Well, if you can't give it to him between the tackles, you got to give it to him somewhere. You might as well swing a little pass, because you can get the ball to him. He's bound to make something happen. And right there, he showed it. 18 yards on 2nd and 20. It's nice to have a guy that can get that on a swing pass. Well, 17, I guess it turned out to be.
So that brings up a 2nd down. Miller in motion. Medley the ball. Medley saw nothing open, so he bounces the other way. Picks up a little bit there.
Greenwell with the tackle.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
Let's see how what creative ways they can get Josiah the ball, because if they can get him out in space, he's gonna get a touchdown here. But you got to get it to him in space.
This offensive line for the Indians has just played wonderfully all year, and physically they are no match for so many of the teams they play. Medley goes over the left guard.
Medley, your ball carrier.
So it'll be a 1st down here. 1st and goal to go.
I wasn't sure from that. I wasn't sure from that angle there if it was a 1st down or not. It looked like he got knocked sideways, but apparently he got just enough.
Yep. I said 1st and 9. 1st and 8. Booker off the line left side. Miller in motion. Uhl the ball. Big time opening. Brady Uhl on the 9-yard run. And with 7:25 to go, in the first half, 20-0. Piqua, but now we got a flag. It's going to be a hold against the Indians. We've seen too many of those this year.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It seems like every time they get a big play in this game, it gets called back for a hold.
That takes the ball back to the 17-yard line, where it is first and goal. Those are some Hardy fans out there on both sides. Ooh. Shovels it ahead, gets it down there. That's Booker in for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, I wish I would have said it. It was going through my head right there. Watch for that little pop pass to the tight end again, because it was wide open last time. They just had a penalty, and man, was it wide open again.
Colton Booker, 6'2", 194-pound junior. Plays just off the line. Most of the time he's in there as the blocker.
Well, so much for 1st and 17 from the goal for the goal. Just like that, they're in the end zone.
Trombley on for the extra point. Ooh, the hole. She's good. And with 17 left to go here in the first half, Piqua leads it 21-0 over Little Miami. Well, Piqua Indians have had 6 running clocks throughout this year. They have 1, 2, 3 shutouts over the year. So,
yeah, I mean, they've had a heck of a season, and this is not looking good for Little Miami right now. They're going to need some big plays for their passing game here before the half to get it. They need to get on the scoreboard bad.
Trombley will be kicking off. We had the Troy Withrow score, and Troy was leading that game.
It's now 7-7 in that game. Withrow scored.
Okay.
Also, update, Stebbins ahead on 4-seeded Taze Valley, 21-7 as the 13 seed. Tip is ahead 14-7 on Mount Healthy, or 14-6, excuse me, and Sydney currently trails Edgewood 13-3.
Trombley's kick. That'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and the Indians go back on defense, leading it 21-0. Well, congratulations to the volleyball team for qualifying for the sectional finals this past week. The team defeating Wayne in 3 straight sets in their first tournament game, and took down Springfield in their second round game. The team did fall to Springboro, but had a strong finish to their season.
Yeah, they pushed Springboro to the limit in that game. They absolutely took them. I think it was 25-21, somewhere around those, for about every set in that match. And Springboro's a heck of a volleyball team.
Ashton Middlecamp once again back in as the back, and he's going to take the ball. He's going to be spun to the turf. Taking him down was Devin Finley. Tell you what, this sophomore, I've talked about him all year long as far as his work on defense.
Yeah, they haven't really skipped a beat when they had Mason Osborne go down. You know, they've really filled in for him well with Devin Finley.
2nd and 6. Man in motion. They give the ball. Elijah Jones on the right side. There's a fumble. Flag down. Well, the officials once again chatting it up. Can't imagine they're wanting to keep this game a long game tonight with the rain and all.
I think they're wondering if he actually got his mask on that play.
Yep.
I think they had one referee wasn't sure about it, if he just ripped the ball or it was the face mask. But it turned out that's a big penalty right there. Gives Little Miami a little oxygen.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense.
The last time they had the ball, they were able to move it down the field get it further down than they've been able to get it in this game, and now they are there at the 43-yard line, their own. Jones continuing at quarterback, throws on the right side. That ball is complete. Bischoff with it. Bischoff going to be about a yard short of a first down.
Tell you what, Bryson Roberts just about got him a pick six right there. He was about a half step from picking that one off and going the distance.
Braden Bischoff, the leading receiver this year for Little Miami. Panthers have a second and short now as we near 6 minutes to go in the first half. Back to the empty backfield. Jones, quick hitter, gets the ball again to Ashton Middlecamp, and that'll be a first down. So they went with the empty backfield, and the nominal running back winds up catching the pass there for the first down.
If you're Little Miami, you're thinking one of these times they're going to try to strike deep here because they need 7 here in a bad way.
So
4 on the side there. They're running 4.
Yep. And one to the left. They'll go over there. Oh, off the fingertips, this time with Braden Bischoff. That is at least 4 times we've seen a very catchable ball just off the hands of one of the Little Miami players.
Aiden Jones must be going, what is going on here? Help me out, brother.
Maybe sue for lack of support. 2nd and 10. Middlecamp. He moves it ahead as they work now in Indian territory. Pick up a couple on that one. Bring up a 3rd and 8. We get 5 minutes to go first half.
It's definitely 4 down territory, you have to think, for Little Miami at this point.
Split wide to the right, Braden Bischoff. They'll go with 4 to the near side. Working from the middle of the field. This time, throw the ball down, first time to Ashton Olberding.
Going to be a short 4th down here.
Pass is complete to Ashton Olberding.
Olberding, 6'4", 220, a senior. Had his 11th reception of the year, and as I mentioned, it's the first time they've gone his direction in the game.
This will be interesting to see what they do here. Do they just jam it into middle camp, try to have him run it right up the middle? Or do they do a little quick pass?
Looking over, near side, first down, hitting Olberding. So they don't go his way for a while, and now he hits 2 in a row.
But now before another Panther first down.
1st and 10 Panthers here.
They definitely trust Aiden Jones to make the right throw. Throwing forward on 4th right there.
Again with 4 to the right. Some pressure coming. Now they throw it down, and it is complete.
He dropped it.
Oh, he dropped the ball again. It's about 5 of those now against the Panthers. Matthew Lyons couldn't hold on to it.
He zinged it in there again. That's another nice throw. I'm impressed with this senior quarterback from Little Miami.
His numbers are certainly up there in the way you want.
Maybe his completion rates because his receivers can't catch it. I mean, he's only got a 50% completion rate, but it feels like he's on the money on most of his throws.
Loaded in the backfield, Aiden Jones. And he is going to be sacked. Coming through big time that time around is Wyatt Dobbins. Up from his defensive line position, 6'1", 259-pound senior.
I'll tell you what, there's an example of depth. He's playing for Caleb Lyons on the line there. Comes off the bench, and what an awesome play by him in there.
3.5 sacks, I should say, for Wyatt Dobbins here in this 2021 season.
Keep an eye on Tate Adams on the inside. He's been able, on these sure passing downs, he's been able to get after the quarterback.
Going to throw it over.
A trick play. Here it is. There's that trick play they've been waiting on.
And it is complete. They get it down for Bischoff. Off the throw by Maupin. Now Maupin is nominally a quarterback, but they had him as one of the wide receivers over in the slot, throwing the ball out to him over there, and then Maupin able to throw it down to Bischoff for the first points of the game by Little Miami.
They had that scouted. It was very well covered. Unfortunately, Strayer's just too small. He got boxed out in the end zone there, and it was 6 points for Little Miami.
Lucas Work on for the extra point, 29 of 31 during the regular season. And we got a flag on the play. And I think this is going to be roughing the kicker.
Flag on the play.
They'll take that one on the kickoff, so it's going to get difficult to get any return yardage on this kickoff.
Yep.
Personal foul, roughing the holder. Penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Oh, roughing the holder instead of the kicker.
Giuliano's crew, man, they brought the flags with them tonight, didn't they?
Yep, that's got to be a soggy yellow out there.
Drayshawn Roberts, deep for the Indians.
So coming out here, once again, we are going to see Swerk. And he's going to be well up the field now. Looks like they're going to put it in 45.
Score update, Withrow has taken the lead 14-7 just before the half on Troy. And Stebbins leads 27-13 on Taze Valley.
The extra point was good.
And there's a titanic struggle between Perrysburg and Fairmont going on. It's 0-0 at Perrysburg at the half.
And Swartz going to put that one through the end zone, as we might have figured. And the Indians will start from their own 20-yard line now with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Leading it now by 14, 21-7.
Currently, Anderson is beating Xenia 42-0 midway through the second quarter. That's a running clock if I've ever heard of it. And Tip leads Mount Healthy 21-6.
Of course, that's a Division III game, but it is a game out of the MVL with Tip. Old, the quarterback, hands off. Josiah Medley. He'll pick up 5 yards as he gets it out to the 25. Indians would love to be able to put 7 more on the board here in this final 2.5 of the first half. Indians can very much be a quick strike team. We've already seen it here in this one. Poole going near side on the pitch to Miller. Gets away from one man. He's going to bring it ahead and out of bounds. And he's going to get the first down on that one.
And
that'll stop the clock with 1:59 left to go in the first half.
I tell you what, he was able to escape that defensive player, and then he just turned on the jets to get that back to first down. Or I'm not sure what's going on with the measurement here.
First down, Indians.
They had to stop to move the sticks, I think, here.
So the ball out to the 30-yard line. Just barely got that first down. Quick hitter, left side, Gio Barron. Gio Barron has come on strong here in the second half of the season as a pass receiver.
From year to year, Gio Barron is one of their most improved players from last year, I'll tell you what.
Takes us to a 2nd and 3. Rolls near side, does Uhl. That pass well out of the reach of Deshaun Roberts. Now, this is one of the show palace arenas in high school football, not just in Southwest Ohio, but in all of the state of Ohio. This place is going to have a number of playoff games coming up, one would figure.
You know, they honored a couple of the guys at time out there that were so key to, you know, getting this stadium up and running 20 years ago.
Yep. Uhl comes around near side, first down, midfield. He's going to keep going. Watch him go. Touchdown, Indians. Brady Uhl on the keeper. And again, big play, doesn't matter whether it's in the air or on the ground.
Tell you what, timer, man, he ran that 50-yard dash in no time flat. He ran right past that little Miami defense. Holy mackerel. Uhl is having a Josiah Medley-like night tonight.
Oh, yeah. And now he's going to hold it. Jackson Trombley.
I can't wait to see his stats.
Hope to give those to you just before the beginning of the third quarter. Kick through the uprights. 28-7. Indians with the lead, back to 21 points with 1:39.
That's just crushing. If you're a little Miami, you're thinking, yes, we're back in this. We got a touchdown. Next thing you know, it's Piqua comes right back and scores again. Exhausting if you're an opposing player or a coach to keep up with Piqua this year. It just feels like you're always climbing uphill.
Well, Little Miami has 3 players who have appreciable kickoff returns and fairly decent averages, but with a kickoff man like Trombley, that's not giving him an opportunity to run back the ball.
Well, he's kicking it the other way now. Let's see if the wind, if the wind plays a factor or the rain knocks it down. But man, I tell you what, it's not very often that anybody gets an opportunity with him kicking it.
I think it was the last game we did. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Look at this.
The band's got to recover that one.
So with 1:39 to go here in the first half, 28-7, Piqua the lead, Little Miami the ball. They'll have it at their own 20-yard line.
Score update, Edgewood leads 16-3 at the half versus Sydney. And Tip has gone ahead 28-6 on Mount Healthy.
Hey, don't forget, you can catch the Bill Neese Coaching Show every week on Spectrum on the Indian Nation station. 1st and 10, Panthers. Now they got the 4 wide to the right, and that was the trick play that got them on the board. Here, they're going to send it down over on the right side, incomplete. Close to the ball that time for the Indians with Braden Strayer on the coverage. 2nd down and 10.
That was a little risky right there. That felt a little uncomfortable for Little Miami. You definitely can't afford to turn the ball over here. I mean, you're already in a really difficult spot.
Wide left with Ashton Olberding had a couple of catches on that last drive. And they go right up the middle and go to Oberding, who has it go off his fingertips, incomplete.
That wasn't his best pass, but if you're a receiver, you have to catch the ball.
Yeah.
You got to make plays. If you want to get back in this game as a 16 versus a 1, when you know Piqua can score, there's guys out there in the green and white and yellow have to make some plays here. And that rain is relentless.
It has been that way all day long. And they go this time middle camp, and he's going to be short of the first down. So exactly what Little Miami didn't want to do is have to give up the ball here with a minute 25 left to go in the first half. Timeout on the field. Indians lead at 28-7 on Little Miami.
Great results and great service to all the county any team.
How to wrap it up for anything in the future. You know, we'll be coming back to.
Kathy done a really good job for us. She was there when we needed her. She came when we asked her to come. I would recommend Kathy for anybody.
We would recommend Kathy Haney to anyone who's buying home.
We would recommend Kathy Haney and her team to anyone.
Her team does exactly what she says it will do, and they do it very well.
Highly recommend her. We're very pleased. She took care of everything for us and made it effortless.
Kathy Haney helped us get our dream home, and we're very happy with it. All in all, we are very satisfied. Thank her very much.
On a 4th and 2. They throw it ahead. It is complete. Ball thrown to Ashton Oberding. And so they get the 1st and 10 here.
At this point, you almost had to go for that 4th down if you're Little Miami, because if you don't, you punt it back to them. They had they were out of timeouts, but still, you give them another opportunity to strike fast, and you just can't afford that. At least you now have a fighting chance before the half here to get some points.
Aiden Jones by himself back at the 30-yard line. Throw over near side, complete to Elijah Jones. Jones spun to the turf. Coming through with that stop, old Colton Booker.
If you're Little Miami, you can't afford to throw too many more of those if you want to get points before the half.
They're going to throw once again. And they're going to say incomplete.
Another drop pass. What's that, 7 drop passes?
I think so. At least 6, probably 7. Oberding, the intended target. That brings up a 3rd and 8. Indians might get it back yet.
Yeah, I mean, now if I'm Little Miami, maybe I'm just handing the ball off here and running the clock down as much as you can.
And Middle Camp is back there, off the left hip, Jones. They do give it to Middle Camp. Middle Camp brought down Sam Smeezing with the tackle.
In a normal situation, Piqua didn't, if they wouldn't have burned a couple of those early timeouts, they'd still had those available. But in this case, there's nothing can do. They're going to go for it on 4th and 4. Well, that's interesting. And he moved early. The right guard moved. They got away with it. No, they're not going to go for it. They're trying to get him to jump off sides, I think. I was going to say, going for 4th and 4 here doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Your chances of scoring on this possession are almost nil. So why would you go for it on 4th and 4? And then if you don't get it, you give it right back to Piqua at their 40-yard line.
So with the timeout here, Just a few seconds left. Indians got off to a quick lead, 7-0.
I'll be honest, I spy a new rain gear from Travis Neese and the sideline crew. I mean, they've probably had to go through 3 or 4 different raincoats and rain sweats and everything else this season. They probably bought some new stuff during the middle of the year.
So now they're going to set up for the punt. Swark is back.
Piqua's not taking any chances. They're in punt safe for sure to make sure they don't try something sneaky here and try to get a fake punt.
Good snap.
Whoa, I don't know where that went out of bounds.
Yeah, it's going to be very little time left here on the clock. 8 seconds. But that does give the Indians one more chance to put a big number up there on the board, or they may just take the knee.
I think they're going with a quick handoff to Josiah here, or just knee it down.
Yep.
That's going to do it for the opening half of the play.
And that'll do it for the first half. By the Indians, they climb out early. They climb out fairly often. And they have a 28-7 lead over Little Miami. This is the first round playoffs for Division II, Region 8. Coming up, the halftime show with a very soggy band. And of course, just before we go to the second half, we'll have the first half statistics for you coming up. But the Indians lead at 28-7 here in this first round game of the Division II Region 8 OHSAA high school football playoffs. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Harmony Systems is a manufacturing company that has been a staple in the Piqua community for nearly 30 years. The most recent milestone was the acquisition of a second facility that is roughly 100 yards away from the main plant. This location will allow for Harmony's continued growth and success. Harmony has over 60 molding machines and 225 employees, and we're still looking to expand. We offer competitive wages and
undefeated 2021 Pride of Piqua Marching Band. Tonight, our brass and percussion sections will present some music for your halftime enjoyment. Baez and Cadence Dorsey. The band program is under the direction of directors Mitch Mahaney and Wyatt Hines. The guard directors are Dylan Schultz and Jacob Knight. The percussion directors are Graham Harder and Sammy Engel. So far, the Pride of Piqua has earned first place Class A at both the Wilmington Invitational, the Hamilton Invitational, the New Bremen Invitational, and the Marion Local Invitational. The Pride was also named Grand Champion at the New Bremen Invitational and has earned 5 straight superior ratings. On November 7th, the Pride of Piqua will perform at OMEA State Marching Band Finals at 4:15 at Welcome Stadium. Good luck, Pride!
Got a bump? Call Lump. Dick Lumpkin's Auto Body.
Hi, I'm Doug Morris.
Hi, and I'm Linda Morris. Welcome to Morris Comfort Systems.
We custom fabricate all of our ductwork so your system works at tip-top shape.
That's important to you because it makes your furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently. It makes your bills go down, and we all like efficiency, and we all like economy.
All of our techs are NATE certified. We do train them. They go through 10 to 12 hours every year of updated training and certification.
When you call Morris, you can expect a friendly face, a cheerful person to schedule your appointment, and we do schedule our appointments to your convenience. Morris is located at 401 South College Street in Piqua, and you can call 1-800-350-5662 or 1-937-773-5662, or see us on the web at morriscomfortsystems.com.
Crayx Corporation was founded in 1972 by Cliff Alexander, and we are a custom-blown film manufacturer. At Crayx, we strive to hire talented people passionate to continue learning both professionally and personally. We acknowledge the satisfaction that comes from a hard day's work and encourage professional advancement. We respect each employee and value their contribution to our company's success. Working for the Alexander family is a blessing. They are a family that really believes in the community in which we live and takes interest in all their employees. We are a company built on dedication, honesty, integrity, and service. At Crayx, it is truly all about the people. Come join our team of dedicated workers committed to excellence in quality, service, manufacturing efficiency, and most importantly, customer satisfaction. Elite ETC is located at 431 North Main Street in Piqua. Stop in for all your Piqua Indian spirit wear needs. The best selection of Piqua t-shirts, sweatshirts, golf shirts, hats, outerwear, and drinkware in town. Looking for a unique gift for an upcoming shower, wedding, or family reunion? We specialize in personalized gifts, apparel, gift items, drinkware, and household items. We personalize everything in our store from embroidery, jewels, sparkle, engraving, imprinting, and banners. 35 years ago, Elite ETC started as an award business. We are still very active in providing medals, trophies, plaques, and banners for sporting and corporate events. At Elite ETC, we've got you covered. Stop in at 431 North Main Street in Piqua today, or give them a call at 937-606-2848.
Dr. Littlejohn believes that clear vision begins with regular comprehensive eye exams. His friendly and professional staff will make you feel welcome in his office located at 8090 Looney Road. With our great selection of stylish eyewear, our licensed opticians will help you pick the perfect pair of glasses. Dr. Littlejohn participates in many vision plans. Call us at 937-606-2772 to schedule your next eye exam. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Go Piqua!
Hi, I'm Rhonda. I'm the Business Development Manager for Resource MFG here in Piqua. We are the largest and first staffing company of manufacturing. We offer contingent labor help and skilled labor help to our customer. We can also help fill skilled positions from CNC, management, and even engineer positions. We are located here in Piqua at 1229 East Ash Street. Our phone number is 937-778-0850. Please give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. If anyone is looking for opportunities within the workplace, please give us a call. We'd love to help.
If you want great results and great service, call the Kathy Haney team.
I highly recommend them for anything in the future. We know where we'll be coming back to.
Yeah, Kathy done a really good job for us. She was there when we needed her, and she came when we asked her to come. I would recommend Kathy for anybody.
We would recommend the Kathy Haney team to anyone that is buying a home.
And we would recommend Kathy Haney and her team to anyone.
Her team does exactly what she says it will do, and they do it very well.
So we highly recommend Remax. And we're very pleased. She took care of everything for us and made it effortless.
Kathy Haney helped us get our dream home, and we're very happy with it.
All in all, we are very satisfied, and we thank her very much.
Harmony Systems is a manufacturing company that has been a staple in the Piqua community for nearly 30 years. The most recent milestone was the acquisition of a second facility that is roughly 100 yards away from the main plant. This location will allow for Harmony's continued growth and success. Harmony has over 60 molding machines and 225 employees, and we're still looking to expand. We offer competitive wages and a benefits package that includes access to a medical provider within walking distance at no cost to the employee. Come join our team and help make great plastic products.
Getting ready for the third period here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field, as the Piqua Indians hold a 28-7 lead on Little Miami in this first round game of the Division II Region 8 playoffs. And the Indians, who made it into the second round last year, only to fall, and in that particular situation, they fell to Anderson in the second round, 29-22. Of course, a year ago, a little bit different because they allowed anybody who wanted to be in the playoffs 1 year ago because of the COVID situation. This year, they've gone a little bit of a different direction. Instead of the normal 8 per region, 16. So that adds the extra week onto the playoffs here as well. So if the Indians go on and win this game, we will have their game next week. It'll be played right here at Alexander Stadium, Perk Field, and it will be against either Withrow or Troy. And that going on right now at Withrow. Well, let's take a look now at the first half stats and maybe some scores as well.
I'll tell you what, it was a huge half for Brady Uhl. 282 total yards for him in the first half. And hold the phone, 3 attempts. He only rushed the ball 3 times for 123 yards and a touchdown. 41 yards per carry. That ain't too bad. Now, they did hold Josiah Medley to 36 yards on 11 carries. He did get in the end zone once, way below his average at 3.3 yards per carry, but they had to commit so much to that they opened the door for Uhl's runs and passes. Uhl was razor sharp and through the air despite the rain. 9 of 11 for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half. I mean, that is impressive considering what you looked at on the other side. Now, quarterback was good, but Uhl's lucky. He has receivers that catch the ball and make plays. But on top of that, he makes great throws. So it's a tough combo to handle.
Well, he, with his ability to run, that just gives him that extra dimension as well. So I don't think either one of us thought going into tonight that we would see as much of an air game here for the Piqua Indians with the rain, which has been steady throughout. It continues on, probably will, through on the rest of tonight. And we have watched Little Miami struggle with that. As you mentioned, their quarterback, Aiden Jones, he's been right on the mark on so many. And I think we've counted up at least 6 and maybe 7 that have been dropped.
Well, here's the deal. He's 8 of 17. For 74 yards, and maybe 1 or 2 of those was a bad pass. Mm-hmm. He's just had guys dropping balls left and right. And again, when you're in a spot where you want to pull off the big upset on the road in the first round of the playoffs, you have to be near perfect. And unfortunately, the receivers have not played well.
We got any other halftime scores, perhaps?
Yes, right now Withrow leads Troy at the half, 14-7. They scored just before the half. We've got in the second half we have a 7-0. Fairmont is trailing Perrysburg. It was 36-6 not too long ago at the half, with Tippecanoe beating Mount Healthy 36-6. Anderson destroying Xenia at the half, 49-0. Findlay edging Miamisburg 21-20 at the half. CJ is up, which would be a bit of a surprise on Cincinnati Ross 14-3. And Springfield is annihilating Northmont at the half. It is 42-0. So I'll make that CJ 21, Ross 3 right now. So things are heating up in the second half for some of these games, and it's going to be interesting to see how they end up.
We'd like to take a moment to thank sponsors of the Indian Nation Station for this 2021-22 school year: Kathy Henney, Elite ETC, Dick Lumpkins, Morris, Comfort Systems, Harmony Systems, Little Caesars, Edison State, Employ Bridge, Dr. Littlejohn, and Crayex Corporation. So the Indians are going to receive, to begin this third period, an opportunity here. Draw first blood and get on the board first.
Make that 43-6 Tippecanoe over Mount Healthy. So Tip absolutely laying it on thick on that game.
Well, I think that just shows how good this Piqua team has been, because against Tip they won at 42-23. Pretty good fight put up there by the Red Devils. And that is a decent football team, to be sure, and certainly one that was right there with the Indians as far as the MVL is concerned. So we're waiting for the two teams to come back on out here. They have had the meeting with the officials, and as mentioned, Indians are going to have the ball to begin with. Winner plays that winner of Withrow and Troy. Withrow at 8-1, Troy at 6-3, and that'll be here as you take a look at some of our camera folks up there who are braving the elements.
And there's a former Piqua Indian on the right there, Garrett Shrub, doing some video helping out the team.
So saw Garrett many a game during his career here.
Stand on your feet.
And there's a guy that has been kind of stymied tonight. Josiah Medley, number 3, came in with 1,566 yards carrying, and has not been able to put a lot of points, yards on the board as far as that's concerned, but his mates, and particularly his quarterback, been able to pick up the slack with the passing game and also his running game as well. Lucas Swerk gets ready to kick it off here. He's kicking off right to left, and the Indians going to be moving left to right here in the third quarter. And this is going to be a squib, which is going to be taken by Schmeezing. Sam Schmeezing comes around the near side, and out to the 30-yard line he comes. And we got a flag on the play. So immediately, we see the officials. And we'll have to see what this is.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact on the kicking team number 20, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So, personal foul against Little Miami. And the Indians now will take over 1st and 10. And that's going to move the ball up pretty close to midfield there at the 47-yard line. Little Miami comes in with a young, raw D-line this year. Rediel, the quarterback, sends Miller in motion, gives the ball to Medley. He finds the hole once again.
He's
there
gone.
he goes.
He's gone. He's gone.
There it is. 53-yard touchdown run. Well, he's made up for a lot of the missing yardage in the first half there on the first play of the second.
They're going to have to get him a new helmet. He's run out of space for stickers on that thing.
And there's the inside.
Yeah, he can put them on the inside, I guess. But, man, that was just not there in the first half. Maybe Little Miami adjusted thinking, oh, we'll keep him from throwing the ball. And there you go. Touchdown. Just like that.
53-yarder on the first play from scrimmage. Now Tremblay on for the extra point. It is through the uprights and good. 35-7. Piqua now leads Little Miami. Just underway here in the second half. And that's got to be a balloon buster here for Little Miami. They were down 28-7, but they were kind of hanging there just a little bit, and then all of a sudden, boom, big play like that.
Yeah, I mean, you'd held Josiah Medley in check. You were feeling pretty good about that piece of the game so far. So you're focusing on the other stuff. Okay, how can we slow down that quarterback? And then right off the gate, touchdown. 53 yards, one play, it's all it takes. And man, oh man, what do you do if you're Little Miami? You want to avoid the running clock if you can, but it seems almost inevitable.
So the Indians about to kick it off here. We saw the marching band there momentarily. They weren't able to do their full show at halftime with this rain. They are one of the best marching bands here in Southwest Ohio. We enjoy watching them perform and listening to them as well. And the kick. And it's going to be brought out to the 20-yard line.
We have a score update. Stebbins has increased their lead on Tays Valley to 34-13. How about that for a 13 seed playing a 4 seed?
Yeah, Stebbins just last week lost to the Indians 49-6.
So that kind of gives you an idea about Tays Valley a little bit, if you're thinking about seeding and all that type of thing. The computers just didn't make sense when it came to Tays Valley.
So Little Miami, the Panthers, going to be starting from their own 20-yard line, working from the near hash mark. They spread it out, 4 to the right, 1 to the left, empty backfield. Aiden Jones, man in motion. Back to pass, but we've got a flag before things get too far underway. Bob Giuliano.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, number 85. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That was the one negative in the first half was penalties. Piqua racked up over 300 yards of offense, but they also had 50 yards in penalties, which hurts which can hurt you in a big game. Today, they're fortunate. It has not hurt them all year. They've had some penalty issues from time to time.
On a 1st and 5 now for the 25. Quick hitter over here on the near side. Ball complete. And that ball goes to number 12, Lucas Swerk. First time we've seen him catch one today. 17th catch of the year. His catch is worth 203 yards during the regular season. So it'll be a first down here for Little Miami. Again, 4 to the right, then they send the man in motion. Another flag.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defensive.
And it's the same thing once again. So it'll be a 1st and 5 here.
That's just a lack of focus right there when you're that close to the center and the ball is almost just to your right. You've got to be a little more focused than that. That's 2 times already on this drive.
Aiden Jones, the quarterback, no drop, and he gets it out to Swerk again across the 40-yard line. Dragged down, putting him down, Colton Booker, outside linebacker position. So another first down, couple of first downs here on the first drive of the second half for Little Miami. The Indians scored on their first play from scrimmage on a 47-yard run by Josiah Medley.
And therein lies the issue. You got to have big strikes here down 28. You can't afford 5-yard gains.
Jones rolling right, throws one out, almost intercepted there.
That's a couple Bryson's almost had tonight.
Intended receiver was Braden Bischoff. He is their leading receiver for the season, and they have rarely gone his way tonight.
In on the coverage, number 23, Bryson Roberts.
They like that roll with the four receivers on one side of the formation there, the lot. They've used that quite a bit against Piqua.
So now they're going to put Ashton Middlecamp in the backfield. Lines up on the left side of Jones. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Now, Middlecamp going to come out here to the near side. They'll go the other way instead. Braden Bischoff was the intended receiver. No. That brings up 3rd down.
And there it is again, another case of the dropsies.
In the second half here, 35-7.
He wanted no part of Bryson Roberts on that play.
Bischoff's going to be the wide man on the right side. In the slot is Elijah Jones, the man inside him. Looking over on the right side, and that ball is knocked away. Strayer coming through there. Braden Strayer, the quarterback, a senior, coming up and swatting that ball away. And that takes us to a 4th down and 10.
Strayer deep for the Indians.
Yeah, it looks like they have no choice here but to punt, despite the situation. You may want to keep an eye out for a fake punt here, though. You just never know. They're a little bit tricky, this team.
They got Swerk back there. Gets it away. They're just going to let this one roll across the 20, down just a little bit beyond the 15. So the Indians are going to have their back a little bit closer to the end line than they normally have in this game. Indians, coming into this one, has scored 426 points while giving up just 63. They've had, throughout this season, 6 running clock games.
Tell you what, it's been an amazing season. Every time we think we got a close one or a game that could be good, we end up close to a running clock. It's amazing.
Ooh. Hands the ball off. Kai Warner. Warner's going to pick up yardage out to close to the 18-yard line. We'll see where they spot the ball. They do put it there at the 18. So pick up 4 yards, 2nd and 6 now. Indians working from the near hash mark with a single man to the right, 2 split left. They're going to throw it out on the left side once again. Rashawn Roberts. Roberts driven back. Rashawn Roberts came into the game with 21 receptions for 503 yards.
The question is, who do you cover? You've got 7 guys with 2 touchdowns this year receiving coming to the game. You don't have a guy that you just can say, okay, we got to shut this guy down.
On the pitch. They come around. Josiah Medley. Medley dives ahead.
Get that guy a cape, man. He can fly.
Doesn't matter what he needs to do, he does it.
Yeah, he beat those guys. There were 2 defenders in the backfield right there, and he was able to. It was a nice block on the edge there, but he also just absolutely beat that guy to the corner.
Inside 9 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Again, they're going to come over here. This time, Ryan Brown. Brown just shy of the 35-yard line. Picks up 6, 2nd and 4.
Sizemore with the stop for the Panthers.
Well, Brady Uhl has had himself one heck of a game. This time throws a little bit shy. Thrown to Corey Miller that time.
Miller with the catch.
That felt like it was a little slow developing. And sometimes those across the field passes can be risky. If they jump one of those routes, that could be 6 for the other team. That felt like it was in the air forever.
So 3rd down. Medley will come over near side, up across the 35. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Medley will be tackled near the 36-yard line.
Uhl's trying to get him going quickly here. Surprise the defense. Now he slows things up. Looks over toward the bench. This on a 4th and 1. It's relatively deep in their own territory as they go forward here, but it is 1 yard, and that's the 1 yard that they needed. Josiah Medley. He busted a 43-yarder earlier. Right there, he gets the short yardage they need to keep this drive going.
You might say, you're crazy going for it on 4th and 1 in your own territory. But then you think, oh, well, you have Josiah Medley, so I think it's a good play.
I mentioned Medley does whatever he needs to do, and he can find the hole so well. And this offensive line, I mean, it has been stellar from the very first game. Roberts in motion, takes the ball, tries to come back, and he'll pick up about 5. 2nd and 5 now. Nearing the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Indians scored on their first play from scrimmage here in the quarter.
Update. Withrow takes a 22-7 lead on a 51-yard quarterback run on the first play of the 4th quarter. So Withrow leads 22-7 on Troy.
So that, whoever wins that game would be the opposition for the winner here coming up next week. Uhl out of the gun, as he's been the entire game. So once again, India just a little messed up on their timing, both offense and defense. So that takes them back to a 2nd and 10 once again. Up top of the screen, number 6. That's Gio Barron inside him, Deshaun Roberts. To the near side, we can see in the slot, Corey Miller. Here's Uhl. Going long, he's got Brown! Brown steps out of bounds.
He was
but he
wide
picked up
open.
the pass, yes he was.
That was the first time they had some real good pass rush on Uhl, but I think that's because they brought somebody extra and left the receiver wide open.
Great camera work there. We were able to see right on top of it the fact that he stepped out of bounds there. Josiah Medley, he's going to be gang tackled this time. Several players in on the play. Michael Cornett, second leading tackler for Little Miami this season. Their leading tackler is Nick Greenwell. Well, he's not their leading tackler, but he does have 10 sacks.
It's been quiet. Been quiet today. We haven't heard from him a lot. There's a lot of misdirection out there. I think they're really struggling with that on the Little Miami side.
On the pitch, it goes to Medley. Gets around one man, won't get around the second.
Medley, your ball carrier.
So he's going to lose a little bit of yardage on that one.
Number 8, Jaden Wayne.
Take us down to a 3rd and 9.
This is Brady Uhl time tonight. All these long yardage plays, these plays where you think they're in trouble, seems like Uhl has made a big play on every one of them. Whether it be from a quarterback draw perspective, the straight quarterback runs have been very successful tonight.
4.5 to go in the 3rd. Robertson motion. They'll throw down. Miller with it. Miller touchdown.
There it is again. Uhl with the big play. And Miller with he's fast. He gets that ball and he is gone.
And that now puts us into a running clock situation. 30 points in the second half. And it's 41-7. On for the extra point comes Jackson Trombley.
Number 4, Corey Miller with the touchdown reception.
Trombley perfect on the night. He's only missed 2 all season long. Through the uprights once again. 42-7. Indians now with that lead with 4:16 to go in the 3rd period. And we'll go to the running clock now. And just what do you think? Well, maybe they're stymied a little bit here. You talked about it. This time it is Mr. Uhl coming to the fore with the pass.
They've had a lot of those 3rd and longs tonight, and it just doesn't seem to matter really. They always make the play somehow, some way. You got to credit Troy Uhl also for dialing up the right place at the right time on those long. That can be a tough thing as a play caller to try to figure out, okay, what do I run on a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9? Heck, they've been 1st and goal at the 17, and they scored on the play. So it's, he's had some odd downs tonight to make the calls, and they've been very successful with what they've been running.
So the Piqua Indians looking all the world like they are going to be playing next week right here. Alexander Stadium, Perk Field.
Through the end zone for a touchback.
We'll start it from the 20-yard line. Little Miami. It's just their 2nd year in the ECC. And that is one tough conference. Meanwhile, Piqua Indians the only undefeated team in the MVL. Here we are in week number 1. Pretty much everybody in Ohio is still playing. There are some regions that did not get everybody in because they have quite a few more than 16. But
Middle camp, your ball carrier.
16 is a lot when you go into a playoff situation.
It'll be interesting to see what the OHSAA decides next year as they go forward. Do they go to 12? Do they go to 8? Do they stay with 16? I feel like 16 is a little much at this point. It feels exciting, but then it doesn't when you see the game's results.
They're going to go once again.
Fumble. Piqua recovers.
Off the fumble by Middle Camp. And Indians have it. Is that a marker or is that a penalty? Nope, just marker.
It's that tricky orange marker.
Yeah.
They need to do something about that, I'm telling you. I know it's easier to see for them, but gosh, it's misleading.
So the Indians get the ball back here in terrific field position. I want to change the possession. The clock stops.
We're pretty well versed at the running clock rules at this point.
Oh, gives the ball. Kai Warner. Warner down 31-yard line.
Score update, Baden leads Butler after 3, 31-0. And Stebbins now's lead has been cut to 34-20 over Tays Valley.
It has come up to the line once again. Kai Warner with the ball over the left side is a flag. And he is pushed out of bounds, shoving him out of bounds. That is Jaden Wayne, defensive back, 6'3", 165-pound junior.
We got a holding. Another holding on, I think it was Gio on the outside there.
Yeah.
Sometimes the holding, one referee calls one way, one referee calls another way. But they've been pretty consistently throwing that flag tonight. And I guess that's all you really want is consistency if you're looking at referees.
Well, you get by with it with a score like this. You get a close game, and you're going to have some coming up. Here with the ball, Corey Miller. Miller trying to find room on the near side. Nope. Finally driven down. Jack Cooper. I believe Grant Maupin was in there on the stop. Takes us to 3rd and 4. Yes. Love it when I say it's a beautiful night for football. This is not a beautiful night for football, except for the fact that Piqua Indians are leading here. Pass down once again. Touchdown for Elijah Frazier.
Frazier, man.
That's his second tonight.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns for Frazier tonight. That looked easy. That was just a pitch and catch and a break that tackle and go. And Frazier didn't even move when that guy tried to tackle him. He just shrugged him off and kept on running.
Well, there's an awful lot of young players coming back, including Uhl, including the likes of Elijah Frazier. Kai Warner is just a sophomore.
And he's got quite a bit of...
Another penalty flag here.
The flags are a bit maddening.
Yes.
That's something they just haven't been able to clean up all season. You take 5 steps forward, you take 4 steps back with them when it comes to flags.
So they're going to try it again from 5 yards back. So with that, 49-7. As we continue on here, 51 seconds to go in the third period. Indians are going to go back on defense.
Sydney just got a touchdown to pull within 23-20 in the fourth quarter at Edgewood on a scoop and score, but that's going to be a tough one to get back into that game with that late, but you never know.
Jackson Tremblay about to kick off once again. He's been pretty busy tonight with the kickoffs, the extra points. Approaches the ball. And again through the end zone. Well, we're looking at the Indians winning tonight's playoff game. Next week's game tickets are going to be available online only. The OHSAA handles all playoff tickets through the state. Tickets will be available at OHSAA.org/tickets. There will be no gate sales or cash sales. So if you need assistance, please call the Piqua Athletic Office. Little Miami very rarely has gotten past this part of the field tonight. A couple of times they have. As that ball is complete to the far side, Braden Bischoff on the receiving end.
I looked at the weather for next Friday. Wait for it. No rain in the forecast, but high of 47. So now we're getting into some close to winter type temperatures. It's been a pretty warm fall, really.
So that'll do it for the third quarter. We move to the fourth. Piqua leads at 49-7 here on the Indian Nation Station.
And now, introducing your 2021 Lady Indians cheerleader.
Welcome back, Alexander Stadium, Perk Field, as we get ready for the final period here, as the Piqua Indians prepare to advance to next week's second round. The playoffs, Division II, Region 8. Pretty close game with Withrow and Troy, so still not sure who would be providing the opposition as yet. Indians on defense now. The give to Middle Camp. Middle Camp does some dancing. Gets it out there, 27-yard line. That'll be a 3rd and 4. So they got 3 to the left, 1 receiver to the right, Middle Camp the back. Here's Jones looking, got the man open, it is complete! Braden Bischoff.
Braden Jones pass complete to Braden Bischoff.
Braden Strayer comes through there with the tackle. First down here for the Panthers.
Yeah, they had Bishop bracketed there with coverage, but he's a big kid.
Yep.
And Strayer has, that's one thing he struggles with. You put a big receiver out there and you can get him blocked off a little bit. It's a challenge.
Well, they have not even thrown Bishop's way very much tonight. Now out of the empty backfield, looking over. Pass is complete.
Nice play by Booker there on that tackle, solo tackle.
And they don't have a number 84 on their roster. So they've slipped the mystery player in here on us.
Cheerleaders absolutely fearless in the rain tonight. They didn't even seem bothered.
And again, we've got a flag. This one going to be whistled on the green and gold. Take it back, it'll be a 2nd and 9. Clock continues to run, though, on the running clock.
Final score, Perrysburg 14, Fairmont 0. That's a bit of a surprise. That was an 8-9 matchup, so that was what was supposed to be pretty close. I'm surprised Fairmont didn't get in the scorebook.
Again, they send the man in motion, rolling near side. Here's Jones. Sidearms one down, and that ball is, are they saying it's
Josiah Madley.
Oh.
Oh, man.
That was complete. They're throwing a number of players in there. That was Jack Cooper.
Jack Cooper is not feeling good right about now. Josiah just blasted him on that play.
So on a 3rd and 9. Jones looks ahead, overthrows the intended receiver, trying to get it to Ashton Olberding. Takes us to 4th down, and they'll go for it here. Over talking to the coaches, Aiden Jones.
That's interesting in the way he does that. He kind of runs like he's going to do a little quarterback run on those plays, and then he just throws it at the last second just before he goes across the line.
Well, they're going to go ahead and punt the ball. Look for a moment like they might go ahead and run a play. Lucas Swerk standing back. About he's 35.
He's getting a lot of practice tonight.
Yep. So as the ball goes out of bounds, Indians will have it back once again. Change of possession. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians. We've been in a running clock much of the second half here as the Indians lead at 49-7. Little Miami came into this game with a 4-6 record. Their coach Caleb Jones in his 3rd year previously was an assistant at Milford and Mason. Played for Mount Union during a couple of their Division III national championships.
Tell you what, Mount Union, what a program. They used to be blocking Dayton every year from winning championships.
Yep.
Back in the good old days. The Stag Bowl.
Remember the year my folks went down there to see him. So, Kai Warner, pick up 3. Pick up a 2nd down and 7.
They still play the Stag Bowl these days?
You know, I don't
maybe
think
not
it's
in the same form.
Yeah, I don't think it's in Phoenix City, Alabama anymore. Because I remember that wasn't exactly one of the garden spots of the world. Wide right is Ryan Brown. Ooh, sends Roberts in motion. Little pitch to Roberts. And he'll be dragged down.
Roberts, your ball carrier.
Grant Maupin with the stop. Inside 6.5 minutes to go. And the Indians will move on to week number 2.
Final score, Tippecanoe 50, Mount Healthy 6.
Wow. Well, we know Tip's a good team. Once again, Kai Warner. Time going around the right side.
Centerville has reeled off 28 straight. Now they're up on Springboro 28-14.
It's going to be a 4th and 1. And the Indians are going to punt the ball. We'll have the game right here at Alexander Stadium. As Brian said, no rain next week. Yeah, it's early.
Yeah, you never know. The way we've been rolling.
Ball on the far side of the field, brought back down. With the ball, Jack Cooper. And so with 5:10 left, it'll be a 1st and 10 here for Little Miami. As they're going to have the ball about the, well, I'm pretty sure this is about the best field position that we've seen them have it in the Indians' territory. Again, they go with Ashton Middlecamp. Middlecamp brought down by Tate Adams, the defensive end. Picks up 3, 2nd and 7. Indians about to run their record to 11-0 here for 2021. Quick pass over on the far side of the field. Gets it to Swerk. Swerk, I'll get the first down.
And that clock just keeps on rolling. That running clock really does shorten these games. It feels, I mean, like a blink.
Well, as I mentioned during the regular season, the Indians had 6 running clocks, and you got to figure there probably would have been a 7th had they played West Carrollton.
And take a second to think about what the stats for Piqua's best players would be if they wouldn't have any of those running clocks.
Yep. Or the situation where they had the forfeit against West Carrollton.
Yeah. Now that actually helped them out because they ended up with the top seed because Fairborn beat West Carrollton. Yep. And however these computers work, they managed to give us some points, and our divisor went up from 9 to 10. And next thing you know, we're the number 1 seed in a better bracket, really, to be honest.
And that probably would have put Josiah Medley as the number 1 runner in the league. Jones over on the right side again. Hit him in a bad place, right in the hands.
It's an epidemic in the white jerseys.
Yep, Jack Cooper. And he has not been the only one tonight. We hit 3 minutes to go. Well, those are some Hardy fans over there on the far side of the field.
I'll tell you what, the people up top that brought the canvas over top, you know, that was thinking ahead right there, my friend.
Wide left is Olberding. And now we're going to have a timeout called here by Little Miami. 49-7. Piqua with the lead on Little Miami here on the Indian Nation Station.
Along with the many other athletic events this past season. Paul has generously donated his time and pictures for players, parents, the school, and the community. He truly has made this year extra special and memorable for so many. Thank you, Paul, for all you've done for Piqua.
Here's a pass intended with the mystery player number 84 incomplete, and that brings up 4th down.
I'd be remiss if we didn't point out what a great crew we've had tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, everybody there in the control room, and they've done a heck of a job in there. They've been on point almost all night. And the camera work has been phenomenal.
And they also brought me my dinner.
That never hurts, a little extra.
But I understand they did not bring yours.
They did not, thanks to my wonderful co-worker, Mr. William Gillespie. I did not have my dinner until later.
So another flag against the Indians. Moves it up. And so now it'll be a 4th and 5. Another flag.
Update from the Troy game. Withrow has pretty much sealed it. It's 29-7 with 1:38 to play in the game. So it looks like we're going to be hosting the Withrow team from Cincinnati next week. And Stebbins their lead is down to 7 on Taze Valley, 34-27 as we speak.
So now on a 1st and 10. Jones goes deep. Incomplete. That brings up 2nd down.
Here next Friday at 7 p.m. the winner of the Cincinnati Withrow Troy game.
But that looks like that's going to do it.
Kickoff at 7.
So next week it's going to be a 7 o'clock kickoff. And we'll be on the air again at about 6:35 or so. So they're going to go ahead and run the one more play. Jones looking, gets rid of the ball, overthrows intended receiver, and that does it. So the final score, Piqua 49, Little Miami 7. The Indians go to 11-0, move on to next week's 2nd round of the Division II Region 8 State Championship.
Well, partner, I'm looking forward to yet another game. We got another week to go, maybe more after that.
Yeah.
It's been a heck of a year.
And I'm looking forward to it. What a night for Brady Ool here as the Indians. Didn't see quite as much out of Josiah Medley because they played him very well. Of course, we did have the first play from scrimmage here in the 2nd half, which was a 53-yard run for a touchdown by Josiah Medley. But Brady Ool was doing it all out there tonight and passing on a very difficult night to be able to hold on to and throw the ball.
That's what makes Piqua separates them from other teams is the fact that you got to pick your poison. Do you want Medley to beat you, or do you want Ool to beat you with these receivers who catch the ball in the wet, in the cold, whatever the weather is, they keep the ball. I mean, you looked at how hard a time Little Miami had handling the football between fumbles, catching the ball, and Piqua just makes those plays.
Absolutely. Yeah, this would have been a much closer game had we seen Little Miami be able to hold on to the football. So I was very impressed, as you were, with Aiden Jones, their quarterback. And so he just played his final game here with Little Miami, whose record falls for the season to 4-7. So once again, final score 49-7, Piqua over Little Miami. Next week, looks like it's probably going to be Withrow out of Cincinnati, and we will have that game for you here on the Indian Nation station. We're looking at a 6:35 start time for our broadcast with a 7 o'clock kickoff, and we hope that you will either join us on the air or you'll be right here at Alexander Stadium in Perkfield to be able to take part in that. There you see a very happy group of Piqua Indians. They've done a heck of a job this year, and the year continues on next week right here in the 2nd round of the playoffs. I tell you what, everybody did a great job under adverse conditions. We certainly appreciate that. For everybody involved here, AJ Ganger and his gang, for my broadcast partner, with Brian Gillespie. My name is Tom Michaels. Again, the final score, Piqua 49, Little Miami 7. You've been watching this first round playoff game in Division II Region 8 of the OHSAA football playoffs here on the Indian Nation Station.
Are you going ahead and start counting down?